Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. The Aspects of Aging weekly talk show with Christine A. Smith. Unscripted conversations with experts. AgingBetterNetwork.com. James Reed and Associates. Family owned and serving clients' insurance needs since 1981. Call them at 503-588-8229 and online at jamesreedagency.com. Capital Mortgage Source, lending solutions for all types of real estate. Reach them at 541-829-8042 and at their website, capitalmortgagesource.com. Memory and respite care at the Arbor at Avamere in Kaiser and assisted living at Avamere at Albany. Arbor at avamerecourt.com and avamere at albany.com. And now let's get on with the show.
Here we are. Let's get on with the show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. We are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. How are you doing, Scott?
Oh, I'm doing good. I love Wednesdays. I love Mondays and Wednesdays, Russ, because we get to hang out together and talk to the most remarkable people on the planet.
That is for sure. We have the most amazing guests, and it's no different today. My good friend Bob's here with us today. It's going to be so great. We're going to get to him in a moment, but I tell you, every day is packed with value. So right now, everybody needs to turn and start sharing this out. Let everybody know. Hit that share button. Tag your friends. Let them know we're on, because today is going to be a great day, like always here on The Experience. But I want to let you know, everybody, if you do miss it live, this does sit on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Afterwards, you can watch that. LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. And it also converts to audio podcast. And we're on Spotify. And we have added back Apple Podcasts, everybody, so you can listen on Apple or on Spotify if you are too busy to watch, and we appreciate y'all doing that. Scott, there's another place they can go for more information, right?
Yeah, they can go to our website, local.theexperience.video. That website will give you access to all of the shows that we have. Russ has Marketing with Russ every Monday and Thursday. And then he's got Russ Reels, which is Thursday afternoon. We have The Experience Local, Believers in Business, every Monday, which also broadcasts on the Experience Radio Network, KYKN and KWIL. We have this show, The Experience, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Texas Central Time, Texas Standard Time right there. And then also my radio show, The Waco Experience, An American Story, broadcasting on KBBW every Saturday morning, and a podcast worldwide.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, so many opportunities to watch or listen and such great value. And, you know, we really want to be part of our YouTube community. So by going to local.theexperience.video, you can do that, or you can go directly to theexperience.video. Subscribe today. Why? Because you're going to see thousands of amazing people on there. And you want to make sure and sign up today to get all those live streams in one spot. Plus, you get a little extra value. Lots of fun in there. You might get to see my animals a little bit, who will make you smile. All kinds of great things. So, yes, it's a great place to go. So, Scott, what do you got going on this week?
Well, I tell you, last night was the celebration for the Waco Independence Film Festival, kind of a Christmas party. And they have won 2 awards. I was able to sponsor it. The Waco Experience we're one of the sponsors for the Waco Independent Film Festival. They've won 2 international awards. One of them was for filmmakers, because filmmakers have to pay to enter some of the thousands of film festivals around the world. So it was best bang for the buck. And then they just got an award, an international award, for one of the top 25 coolest film festivals in the
Wow.
world. And because I was a sponsor, I get to have one of these pins that says, "I make Waco the coolest," and Waco Indy. And I tell you, it was a lot of fun. It was a great party last night. We were at the Waco Civic Theater, which has been in operation for 100 years here in 2020.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing, Scott. So many great things going on. I just want to tell everybody it's been an amazing week promoting my book. I've already done a radio program this week, been obviously talking about it on the live streams we do every week. And today I get to go speak to a great group and do kind of a little vendor fair with my books today, all my books. And that'll be a lot of fun for this afternoon. And then coming up Saturday, I get to first speak to a great group of men at my church about chapter 1 in my book and about all that God is doing in my life. And in the afternoon, I have a book signing at Willamette Valley Christian Supply in the Heritage Mall in Albany, Oregon. So if you're in the local area, you have not got your copy yet, please, please, please come on down, see me. Even if you got your copy, come down and see me, say hi. A great store. They're having a Hallmark celebration. A whole bunch of other authors are going to be there. So it's so much great value when you come on down there. So I'm looking forward to that. So hope to see you on Saturday. But if you're not in the local area, all the information will be in the comments to pick up a copy of my latest book or really any of my books on Amazon. So there you go. Scott?
And Kevin's store there, Willamette Valley Christian Supply, is a great place to get all of your Christmas shopping done this year. He's got great gifts, obviously lots of books, including Life Happens and Then You Choose, and Russ's first book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. And his anthologies are available on Amazon. But I just encourage everybody, go down there and see Russ and get a selfie. Get a hashtag Russ selfie.
There you go. Got to do it. Got to do it. Well, Scott, with that, I think we should get Bob in the room and get this party started. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right. Mr. Bob Baertlein, here he is. Hey, Bob.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm looking forward to hearing your perspective on the mortgage world and what's going on, because there are lots of opportunities for people, I think, in multiple ways to buy real estate, to invest in real estate. And so I'm looking forward to what you can share for us today.
Yeah. And Bob, I tell you, we're excited for everything you got, but let's start with the basics. Who in the world is Bob and what are you up to?
Wow. Well, I am a self-employed independent mortgage broker out in, Corvallis, Oregon. Been doing this for, God, I'm going to age myself, Russ. We're so young. Been doing it 35 years. So I think I kind of getting a handle on it. You've gotten to see me in action. We've gotten to know each other over the years from Rotary was where it really, of course, all started. And
that's right.
Thanks for coming by yesterday. Good talk with you. Sorry I was a little under the gun. Sometimes that happens. And,
Bob,
you got to do your job. As you guys probably follow the news, my day will be interesting because past clients, many people who think that I might have the knowledge and perspective of what's really going on. Fed funds will probably drop today, right? That's pretty much, let's put it this way. The mortgage world and pricing is banking on it. It's priced in the cake already. And it's always funny when even my mom, who I love dearly, still lives here in Corvallis at 86 years old, will probably call me this afternoon and say, honey, gosh, that's great. They dropped rates a quarter. And I'll say, well, Mom, they did in Fed funds, and we'll have that discussion and how it affects the mortgage world. We're all in the industry today. We'll listen for Mr. Powell to speak at, 11 o'clock our time, which will be 1 o'clock out in Waco, I believe. Yeah, at 1 o'clock in Waco. And we always look for the commentary. This is where it always goes good or bad. Sometimes he starts talking too much and it gets bad for markets, but it'll be looking for direction in the future. And that could affect our markets a little bit as far as rates and everything else. So it's kind of a big day in my industry, a lot of scuttlebutt, but we'll be watching that, or I will. Real exciting, of course. and we'll see what direction it gives us. Luckily, and it's crazy. I remember I got my first mortgage in 1990. Okay. I was pretty happy with 9 1/8, right? Like, wow, we're under 10. Cool. And now it's like we had that period in 20 and 21 where markets, you've got people out there with, I closed on 2 7/8 and 3 1/8 and all this kind of stuff, right?
That's free money.
That's free money. That's exactly right, Scott. I mean, you go, and it's the perception. People think, gosh, I wish rates would get down. I'm thinking, my experience is always this with people in a household is, interest rate is the interest rate. Can't change it. It's how much am I writing my check for every single month? Can I afford that? Right. And the affordability, and that's everywhere now in the news with both sides of the spectrum. You're always hearing about affordability and how they're all going to make our world perfect. There's a lot of talk about certain things that could help assumability within these fixed rate mortgages, possibly. Okay. Reading an article this morning, even before I saw you, Russ, and everything with a cup of coffee is, that brings in a lot of other things, real technical, as far as those are securities that have been bought in pools. That changes a lot of things. It's all about income and Wall Street investors and all this stuff. And talking of 50-year mortgages. Can you imagine a 50-year mortgage? That's kind of like a retirement, right? I mean, a 50-year mortgage. It is funny. People don't see the financial gains. There isn't a lot of gain in a 50-year mortgage from a 40 or anything else. It doesn't drop the payment a lot. You just pay a heck of a lot more interest up front. So, we're busy out here, Russ, as you know, you'll be up there. I didn't have enough headaches, as my wife said, just having a Corvallis branch and 6 people. We opened up in Salem probably today or tomorrow with, the 3 people. One of them, is my branch manager up there. It's great. But with that, we are an extremely regulated business. A lot of stuff to it. And, but it's kind of cool and challenging. If you don't have something going on, I mean, I'm not a guy I'm like you guys. I don't want to wait for the grass to grow too much. I like to get out and, make it happen, and keeps you young and, you're involved. And obviously with Russ, he's going to show me how to get into the 21st century and be on more podcasts.
Well, I look forward to seeing you guys put together a podcast for 2026. There's a lot to share, and I think there's insights that you have after 35 years in the business. You've seen everything, and things like watching the Fed funds rate, right?
Right.
And the 10-year Treasury tends to be a pretty good indicator of where mortgage rates are going.
Yes.
And 30-year, 50-year mortgages. But the people don't hold mortgages generally for
Correct.
30 years. What do people actually have what's the life of span of an average mortgage?
Average market for somebody staying in their house is about 7 years. And typically mortgages get flipped 5 to 6 years. And that is a big determination, Scott, in the pricing of a mortgage, because when someone buys an investment, they want to know what the prepayment period is, right? It's a stream of income and all that. People get all caught up at that in gosh, I'm going to have this mortgage for 30 years. No, you're not. Heck, I'm sitting on a mortgage right now that I assumed when I bought this place out here. I'm on out in Kings Valley, a little suburb, kind of a Philomath, Corvallis, all that. I thought mortgage rates would go
nice
down.
Area out there.
And yeah, I would love it, man. It's 13 acres. It's perfect for me. And I thought, boy, being the expert that I am, rates will go down. I told my wife, honey, don't worry about it. They'll go down. Well, missed that one. It's been a little over 3 years, but they eventually will trend down. People that it's in the younger crowd, that are children, their 20s and 30s, they're thinking that, gosh, can't wait for rates to get down to 3%. That's not going to happen. Now that might be the precursor that it will happen, but that's not going to happen. I just don't see that happening. Again, it always goes down to payment. Can you afford it? Um, it's, cost of everything, as you well know, a lot of it's up front in these communities. The startup here costs, for example, in Corvallis are extremely high before you even dig, right? So, and a lot of places have less cost. So somebody said it's hard to have affordability when before you dig, it's costing you $40 a square foot.
Well, that was the thing is I talked to the builders and before they put the shovel to the ground, it was $30,000 or more
Yeah.
just in permits.
Yeah.
And so if they were going to build a starter home for $250,000, which is a crazy number to say as a starter home,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same fees for an $800,000 house. But their profit margin is significantly better on that larger house.
Yes. And people have downsized. There's a real trend in the country because apparently we're all getting older. There's a much older crowd. There's a big, I'm constantly being approached and marketed from reverse mortgage lenders. That's the big one, right? For people, there's a ton of equity out there, and you got the younger crowd that just does not have. I mean, I did a calculation the other day in Corvallis, which is my hometown, which has changed dramatically since, the 80s and 90s. It takes almost, it was someone putting 5% down, about $140,000 a year. I never thought I'd say that in Corvallis, Oregon, right? You're like, really? Wow. So, it always comes, like I said, it always comes down to, people that are working, have jobs. I'm in an insulated market somewhat within Corvallis because there isn't a lot of recessions at a university. They get, you know what I mean? We have a strong medical base, Russ, as you know. So I think things are going to get more affordable once all this stuff settles out. I mean, I just heard today there's 7 states that has gas under $2 a gallon. That's not in Oregon, but what is it in Texas? What are you paying in Waco?
So we're about $2.60 a gallon.
Wow. What are we, Russ? About $3.25, $3.30?
Yeah. Yep. That's about where we are now.
Yeah. So, I mean, things will tend, trend down. It's always about costs, right? So I always get worried when government people on both sides are talking about affordability and how they're going to do it. There is no magic answer, right?
So, Bob, do you find that people tend to, with time, it's interesting because we had such low mortgage rates for a long time, and then they went up, and now they've been up for a while, and people seem to be adjusting to where they are a little bit. I mean, people still want them to go down, but obviously you're keeping busy. And so, I mean, people seem to be adjusting a little bit to them. Do you find that the mindset kind of shifts with that after they've been somewhere for a while in a certain range, or what do you find?
I think you hit it on the head. I think, you've got those people that are sitting around going, gosh, I'm going to wait till they go to 3%. Well, that's silliness. They're not going to 3%. 3 years ago, let's say around the 1st of 2022, we had rates above 7. Well, that was like, oh Lord, the world's ending, right? And that was expensive. But now I just, not to promote myself here, but yesterday, one of my title agents up out of Salem was buying a place and heard that I did a pretty good job. I locked her loan yesterday. She's a strong profile client. She has a stable job. So does her husband, good credit score, but 6% at a quarter point. And she's quite ecstatic, right? And that's and I think that's where people should be kind of thinking. I think when they get into the 5s, maybe the mid 5s, that's a good mark. Everyone in my industry is always going, God, it's a refi boom. And, I can't wait. Refis are great. You cannot build a successful model on interest rates. Okay. So, even when we were in 2020 and 21, we were still doing 75% purchases. And let me tell you, the realtors and our referral clients appreciated the fact we were there for them, and I wasn't going after every refi and all that. So I think when they do trend down, and I'm not guaranteeing it because I hear a lot in my industry saying, yeah, rates are going to go down, go ahead and close your loan. That's not good advice because that's just not right. And I think if they trend down another just 50, 75 basis points, you're going to see, I think it'll pick things up. You pick up a lot more affordability with that. So, yeah, it's a different world now. You look at the profile 30-year-old and they come in with $100,000 in student loan debt, average, you know what I mean? And a car payment of $800. Wow. I have a client right now. He's very successful. He has 2 car payments over $2,000. And I said, I'm a car guy. What are you driving? Right. It's like, so, in the end, we always work it out in America, right? You got to be positive. I mean, what are we going to do? Sit around and cry? I mean, come on, we'll figure it out. We always do. And we come together.
One of the things you mentioned was the reverse mortgages. Are you involved in those at all?
I actually got a gal I hired a couple years ago. That's her focus to get into.
So can you explain for folks what it is and who would benefit from that?
Okay. I tell you what I've seen because of costs of things at the end of life, let's say, is it's for individuals who have quite a great amount of equity in their place. You got to be 62 years old. And they've really scaled it back. There was a time when there were many people in my business who did unscrupulous things and took advantage of people, right? Not good. They got out of it. It's still out there. 5% of the people are always going to do the wrong thing, unfortunately. Typically, Scott, for example, I've got somebody that called the other day. I'm going to have my gal work on it. They'll go up to about 60% of value. So if you've got let's just say $500,000 house in a free and clear place, they will be able to advance you up to maybe $300,000, okay, in different forms. You could get it in a monthly payment. You could get it in a lump sum, all that. You don't make a payment then as a borrower or, as a client. You have to pay your taxes, property taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. But you basically have got, typically most people take a scheduled monthly payment, and it's becoming financial advisors love it. I got a few friends saying I've got clients that really need this to supplement their 401k or their Social Security, whatever it may be, long-term care. It's really become a safer product than it was 10 years ago. A lot of
this is a way for people to get access to the equity in their home,
correct,
if they need it, but they can still stay in their home.
Correct. They get to stay in their home for, let's say, take my mom, and she would do it. Luckily, my folks live by the rule: if you couldn't write a check, you couldn't afford it, type deal. And so, my mom said in the house, if she needed one, I could do it. She'd be perfect. But you could stay in it until you pass, and then the heirs either pay the mortgage off, sell the place, or they go get a refi, pay the loan off. Okay, but they've really offered protections, which I think are great, because I don't think there's anything worse than people being taken advantage of as elderly, right? It's a kitchen table deal. It's not something that you present. I told the people that work for me, you sit down at the table because you're going to have people our age that are the children, and some of them are looking out for what they might inherit, if you know what I mean. You got to bring everybody into it and be extremely forthright and lay it all out, because upfront costs are still somewhat expensive. Majority of them are guaranteed through, it's an FHA HUD product that has mortgage insurance on it. But it's becoming more common, and it will be, because there are a lot of people that their main assets are in their home. And most people, I think, as they age, I've experienced this with my mom, especially. She likes her house. She likes her house, and that's where she wants to stay. I've said, hey, when we get to that point, we'll take care of it. No, I'm staying here. That's how it is. So it's a great vehicle. There's a ton of people in the market, a lot of untapped stuff, but there's a lot of misinformation out there on it, and that's unfortunate. So we're hoping to do more of those this year. I'm going to do a couple seminars over at the Y Russ there in Albany. They're setting up some stuff, and
cool.
Kind of as a retirement thing. you know?
Yeah. No,
So
that's great, Bob. No, I think it's a blessing we have people like you who have the information that we need. And that's why people need to come to Bob. And that's why people need to connect with Bob. And that's why people need to watch Bob's new live stream coming up in the new year. And Bob, we're getting ready to wind down here. So I
sure.
want you to tell everybody what's your gold nugget of today's conversation. What is the one point you really want to drive home? You want them to go away remembering what we talked about today, and then remind everybody how they get in touch with you.
Well, let's see. First of all, really watch what you're reading out there online. Okay, I'm amazed sometimes when, especially the younger crowd. God, I'm sounding old, Russ. We were so young just a minute ago, but I had someone come in, and the financial acumen of America is not extremely awesome. And I think you will help me with maybe getting out there and being somebody that they hopefully would become to trust and listen to in an honest way. And people need to realize that everything's going to be okay, right? Save your money, okay? As I tell my boys, and Russ, you and I have children about the same age, understand the difference between needs and wants, okay? My youngest son said, I really want, this certain kind of car. No, you don't. You don't need that. Or I know I need that. Stop. You don't. We still have to be disciplined, and saving a little money and setting a goal is critical. And really wish I could get to the point where we could teach some younger kids some financial, give them some financial skills. I mean, in high school, I took a financial course. I can't remember what it was, personal finance, I think most people now, the younger crowd, my kids do, if they want to know what's in the bank, they go look at the ATM or on the phone. So
Right.
Just be disciplined. Everything's going to be fine. I think markets next year are going to be great. And just like you, Russ, be positive and smile and go forward.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if people want to be positive, smile, and move forward and talk to you, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, let's see. Bob at cmsoregon.com, website, capitalmortgagesource.com, and phone number 530-258-7962. I'll be available after we get off of this. I got to shower and look pretty and go into the big town of Corvallis and make it happen.
Say that phone number again, the cell number again.
Yes, 530-258-7962 for your local Oregonians. Yes, forgive me. I was in California for 10 years, but I got back here. Gosh, you guys are good. So every Wednesday you're doing this. It's like, right. This is
every Wednesday. Yes.
Coming up into 6 years, I think, right?
Wow.
So,
Yeah. So we are loving the opportunity, everybody out there, to give you some great value. Today has been amazing, good information. Make sure that you connect with Bob. All the information is in the show notes. It's in the comments. You can click on it. What does that mean? You don't even have to remember it. Just click on it and go to Bob. There you go. And so please do that today. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Bob, we're going to say farewell to you on the screen. Hang tight for just a minute in the green room. We'll be with you right after we wrap it up.
Nice talking to you. Great insight today.
Right on. Nice talking with you guys.
All right, Bob. We'll see you in a minute. My goodness. Yeah, he is just a reservoir of great information.
Yeah. And I think, Colleen was asking some questions, and I think people just give him a call, give Bob a call, or send him an email, and get direct answers to your questions for your situation. Everyone's a little bit different, but getting some of that general information about purchasing, refinancing, maybe a new home buyer, or reverse mortgages. I have some friends that have benefited from that, and so I recommend finding somebody that you trust, like Bob.
Yes, I've had people talking to me about that, and it's definitely a very interesting thing to look at. So,
I think it's a good thing. Well, what's coming up for you on the rest of this day, Russ?
Well, the rest of this day, doing a few things this morning, getting prepped and ready this afternoon, heading out to speak to a group and to promote my book at a vendor fair. So looking forward to that. And Scott, what do you got on tap for the rest of the
from
day?
here to Startup Waco for the weekly meetup. And the fun part about this one is we've got high school students who have been working on an entrepreneurial business plan at school, and they're actually going to be presenting those plans in just a few minutes here. So I'm looking forward to that. I love when students learn how to make a job and not take a job.
There you go. That is so good. So good. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for joining us. We're here every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time on The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Before this, we do a show called The Experience Backstage on Instagram only. Join us there next week. Every week, 6:30 a.m. Just a short prep. Have a lot of fun. Video tips from our friend Shri, who also co-hosts with us. And with that, Scott, we're going to wrap it up for another great, amazing week. Everybody, enjoy your week. Please, please have a good one. Keep that smile on your face and enjoy
the experience.
There you go. See you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.